Hello, everyone out there. I'm attorney Brian Tierney. This is Breaking Bread with Brian. Today, I'm at Pozoleria Iguala. We're here at this lovely restaurant, and the man behind the camera is Renee Costa from Blum Visual. If you want to take your marketing to the next level, you need to talk to Renee Costa from Blum Visual. Here with me today are the owners of Main Event Realty here in Chicago, Illinois. They are young, they are beautiful, they are Tanya and David Diaz. How you guys doing?
All right.
Thanks for the young compliment. I'll take that.
I guess I take the beautiful part.
I think I can say that you guys both get that award. You're handsome man. And yes, and I say that because you guys are young. I mean, you've been through a lot together, I'm sure, in the time that you've been together. But you are young, and you're starting on this new endeavor, and it's exciting.
It is exciting.
How do you guys feel about it?
I'm super excited. It's definitely, the decision we made was definitely out of my comfort zone, but that's the only way you're going to grow. And I'm really excited about it. It's only been about a month now, so it's been a fun few weeks. For me, at least.
It's something that I can honestly say was all her idea, and very strong-willed woman that I have by my side that definitely wanted to do something for herself, and not bad.
It's working.
It's working.
Sounds good. Yeah, and you guys plan to expand or keep it a smaller realty office?
Well, I've already expanded. My original plan was not to have our, to grow a team. It was just going to be David and I. And right now, we're starting to grow our team already. So how big am I going to grow? I'm not sure yet, but I'm really excited.
How many people do you have in the office?
So right now there's 5, and then actually next week we should be 6. And
so all realtors, or do you have an assistant? Or?
Realtors right now, all realtors.
Okay.
Yeah.
People that are driven and want to do well in this industry, and like-minded people, so I think we'll be okay.
I'm sure you will, because there will be an abundance of leadership there between you two guys, so a lot of life experience, so I know you guys will be all right. And I've seen the pictures on Facebook. The office looks very nice. So did you guys put a lot of time into kind of putting your layout the way you wanted it, or was it already kind of set up pretty well?
No, it was already kind of set up. I actually got word when we were in San Diego for the NARP convention that I was going to get the keys to the office, that they approved everything, and that they were giving us the keys. And so it's literally been 4 or 5 weeks. So in that time, it was just, came back home, got on the plane, picked up the keys, started making phone calls, got a lot of work done, hired people. And I think we just really officially opened up our doors a week and a half ago.
Maybe, if you want to call it, So it's something that it's nice, feels comfortable, great area to work out of, and enjoying it.
It's home.
Are you renting the location, or did you purchase that?
Yeah, right now we're leasing. The beautiful part is that we have an option to buy. So we'll see. Maybe I'll grow too big, and need a bigger spot. So we'll see what God has planned for us.
Sounds good. And we will all be tuned in.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. Wait, I feel like we didn't get to say thank you. Thanks for having us. I'm excited for you too with this new show.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And thank you for being here, because in our personal lives, I spoke to you about, getting dinner sometime, and we never really got around to it. So we're busy, right? You're working with Realty, and now you have the new office. It's tough to always coordinate, but I think going forward, there's a few nice places that I'd love to have you guys come out to.
Awesome.
Craples is a really nice steakhouse on the south side. The prices are right, the food is great, the atmosphere is incredible. They have a nice fire pit on the outside where you can go in the fall and kind of warm up. They have a little live music sometimes. Very nice place. I've been there with David Dominguez. I've been there with Hugo Arroyo, a few other people that I work with. Very nice place. Jack Gibbons Gardens, a real nice steakhouse too. So that, or even Lalo's, right there in Harlem, right? I like that spot, and for some reason I'm like,
we're easy to please.
Me too. As long as there's steak.
As long as it's good food and good company, I'm happy. That's it.
Exactly. We all need that too, a nice unwinder. I mentioned before we started the video, I was out with the man behind the camera, Renee Costa. We were at the Bulls game last night, had a lovely evening out with our significant others.
Nice.
And here we are today to break bread again. I had almost so much to eat last night that it's hard to even thinking about eating yet today.
Oh, you're going to get a lot of food, Brian.
Yeah, and you would not be wise not to eat this food because it's really, really good. Really good. Really good.
I hear you, and we spoke about this too. It's pozole season right now. We're filming in October. It's cold outside. There's nothing like getting the pozole like your grandparents cooked right here in the restaurant. So it's a good day to just get a nice bowl of that and warm up and have a hearty meal to get us through the rest of the day. So.
Definitely.
Who came up with the name? So it's Main Event Realty.
No, it's Main Event Real Estate Group.
Real Estate.
Group. Yeah, Main Event Real Estate Group.
You
So
gotta get that right, yes.
yeah, you have to get that
I
right.
have to get that right.
I came up with the name. I don't want to take all the credit, but but yeah, I came up with the name, and it's funny how everything just happened so fast. It was just, I talked to David, called, told him, hey, listen, this is my new idea, because I'm always coming up with different ideas. This is my new idea, my new plan. What do you think? He was on board for it. I was sitting in my car. My son was practicing for his baseball. And I just started thinking about, what am I going to call it? What am I going to call it? And I knew I wanted to associate it with David's, career of boxing. Yes. So I just started to think of different names, and when I called him, I was like, hey, what do you think about main event? When you're buying, when you're selling, it's a main event in your life, so what do you think about that? And then he's like, I like it. And I was like, all right, well, let's call the attorney and see if it's available, and it was, and we went from there.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, it worked out. I'm telling you, it all just fell into place.
Yeah, because I was wondering, who came up with the name? Because it does seem like a David-themed name, right? But at the same time, it works so well. Not only is it a clean-sounding name, but it is a main event in people's life. David's been in many main events, and I think about it, the more people I have the pleasure of working with, it's like, this is a big deal. I mean, for a lot of people, this will, between having kids, or getting married, this is the second biggest thing.
It is.
For some people, it's like, for us, it was our first thing that we had to do. When we were thinking about getting married, our first thing was to get a house, so we can build a home for our kids.
Yeah.
You get it? So, and the main event aspect of it is, of course, that's one of the main things for people that are getting married or have kids already that want a home to call their own. And to be able to provide that service for people and to see the look on their face when they do get the keys, it's a gratifying feeling.
It is.
Very gratifying.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, because people don't realize, I guess, if you haven't been in the real estate industry or if you're outside of the real estate industry, is how much hard work goes into it as professionals. And you probably wake up thinking about real estate and you go to bed thinking, all right, did I get this done? Did I get that done? Yeah. What if this happens?
While you're sleeping, no, for sure. It happens all the time.
And it's a tough thing, right? Because some folks can do a 9 to 5, and when they're done at 5 o'clock, they don't have to take work home with them. But we're always thinking about that.
Always.
Because our efforts determine the success or failure of the clients. I mean, I've seen it. I've had short sales almost fall through where, the kids were trying to be in school in that area, and they've went on, for long periods of time, and it's just like, if that doesn't close, the seller probably goes into foreclosure, and they'll end up their credit ruined, and they'll lose their home.
Right.
And then the buyers won't get the home that they've been waiting for all that time. So, I mean, those are the type of things that weigh on me, and I'm guessing you guys have been through that too, plenty of times.
Definitely an emotional process. It's not easy. I always say if it was easy, everyone would be a homeowner. If it was easy, everybody would be a realtor. Or everyone would be an attorney, right? It's not easy. But it's worth trying for. So.
I couldn't agree more, and it's been great times for that within the past, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years, right? That we've had just an incredible market. It won't last forever, but there is always a market to serve, as I learned from Jessica Ferreira on my first episode of Breaking Bread. There's always a market to serve. There's always people to help, regardless of the type of market. You just have to be there and be prepared to do it.
You gotta adapt.
For sure.
Adapt.
Reinventing yourself. Yeah. Whatever the market calls for, you have to reinvent yourself, and that's who you need to be. As long as you're honest about everything that you do, then you're going to be okay.
Absolutely. Getting people into their homes in that long process, it's trying for everybody, but it's a real reward. So let me ask you guys this, and I think I'm gonna direct this one to Tanya.
Uh-oh.
How did you guys meet?
How do we meet? So there's 2 versions, 3 versions to this, right?
What's your each one got over the time?
Her version, my version, and the truth.
Yeah, I like it.
No, we actually met through a mutual friend. So I was out one night with my girlfriends, and there was this dream man. And David was there, and he was out with his friends, and a friend of ours just introduced us. And I can't say that, I mean, it started on that
Sparks
day.
fly,
Yeah.
and,
No, it was, we met that day.
She wanted me a lot.
It was actually a karaoke bar.
I was pushing her off.
It was a karaoke bar where we met at, and he claims that I sang to him. If you know me, I do not sing.
You probably love
And there's
it.
I'm
love.
a shower
And there's
singer.
love. And there's love.
So we met over there, and then he was really busy with his boxing and moved to Florida and came back, and then we reconnected in 2000. So we've been together for 18 years and married 15.
So then how old were you guys when you first met?
Like what, 21?
Yeah.
20-something.
Yeah, 20. I was 21, somewhere like that.
Yeah, we were in our early 20s.
Yeah, early 20s,
Yeah.
definitely for sure.
Even though we're only 25 now.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Right, yeah.
We're young, man. We're young. Remember, you said it.
Man.
You said it.
Yeah, so it's been a fun ride.
Yeah, it's been like everything, like with everything. There's been ups and downs and sideways and everything, but we've been together and struggled through it, worked through it, and so far it's been going good,
How long after you guys met did you get married then?
We met like in late 90s.
Yeah.
But we got to, we started dating in 2000,
Yeah.
married in 2003. I could give you my whole timeline because I have it like mastered, right?
Yeah, well,
2003,
that seems like a nice
yeah.
timeline. Though. Yeah, I mean, you right to give it a few years. So
Yeah,
you
it
guys didn't
was.
rush in anything.
No,
No,
definitely
so-
not. Definitely not. No, it's
Actually,
a process. It's a
so I'll
process.
tell you. So I'm a big planner, right? So I like to have everything planned. So I always knew that, I was raised in a house, and I always knew that when I moved out of my parents' house, I wanted to buy a house too. So in 2002, we were already engaged. We bought our house in 2002. Did not move into the home until we got married.
Yeah.
So during that whole process, we were kind of just like rehabbing it. My dad is a
Oh,
miracle
God bless,
worker,
yeah,
so
my father-in-law
he did
is the
a
best.
lot of the work for us.
I show him everything.
It sounds like it was the other way around.
Oh no, trust
My
me, it
dad's
is.
still showing him what to do. So we bought the house. We were just kind of rehabbing it, and then we were married in 2003, and then we moved in. Literally, like after we got married,
You guys still have the same house?
Yes.
we're still in the same house.
Same
And
house.
I have
You
no
guys,
plans. So it's
Yeah.
been 16 years we bought the house.
We bought the house. It was a 5-bedroom house, 2 baths, and phenomenal. I mean,
I don't want to move. I can't see myself leaving there. We're right. Our family lives in the area,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
David's sister literally lives in the house next door. So it's
if
just
it wasn't for
perfect.
my compadre, my lawns would not get mowed. My snow would not be shoveled. So why would I want to leave?
How is that possible? You guys have 3 young, healthy sons, right?
Yeah.
They're 9, 11, and 13. So
The 13-year-old is going to get the workload this winter.
yeah. But then that means we have to like buy a lawnmower. Literally, my brother-in-law is amazing. So he comes and he does everything for us.
That's really nice.
That's compa Fidel. Hey, I love you,
Shout
brother.
out. Yeah, thank you so much for helping me out.
All the time.
We're out here being
For
rock stars.
everything.
You're helping me out.
For everything. I mean, the guy.
I always
love him.
say it takes a village. It takes a village.
Well, and it's crazy because for you, the village seems to be like family more so than even just a village, right? Because you have family living next door, and then everybody else kind of lives.
In the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing because like we as real estate professionals in the real estate industry love it when people are buying or selling, but you don't always have to buy or sell, especially with the home you guys have. If that's been home, it probably has a million memories. Like it's almost soaked into the very walls of the place, probably.
Yeah.
How could you move if it doesn't even like seem right? Like, oh, we could.
I can't.
I'm sure you could move, but why would you?
Yeah.
No, David actually a while ago wanted to move, and we didn't need to. I had everything there, and I
So
have
it seems
everything
like you
there.
convinced him that staying.
Yeah, let's
at
be
home
wise.
was-
There's no need for a bigger house. It's perfect for us.
Well, yeah, you guys already had a big enough house, it seems like, from the start, because you have enough for parents.
You
and
have
you
5
three
bedrooms,
boys.
one
five
below.
Bedrooms. You have one to spare, probably.
Right,
What,
yeah.
We do, and my father-in-law stays there.
Yeah, so now my dad comes every other 6 months from Mexico. He comes in to stay with us.
Your father?
My father, my apa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody from Facebook knows my apa.
I've seen the pictures, yeah. And
He's
it's
amazing.
It always makes me smile when I see the pictures.
No, yes,
And,
yes.
You know, God bless David and his family. Like,
He's
fathers,
86 years young. Yeah,
Bless him.
Yeah.
Bless
so-
him. You know, to make it that far, you know, it's great that you still have him.
Yes.
And then, so where is he from in Mexico?
Guerrero, actually, from where this place is called Iguala. Guerrero is the state, and Iguala is the city of
This is the main city.
Yeah, the capital of not the capital, but it's just a major city, of the state of Guerrero. So we're actually, my parents are actually from this little village called Acatlan del Rio, and we literally from Iguala, this capital, we drive about an hour to Balsas. From Balsas, we take a little boat ride. A little boat ride up the stream to my mom's village.
Sounds very quaint. It's very quaint. You could just take a boat ride. Right?
Yeah, I mean you can literally go through. It'll take you 8 hours to go through the mountains.
Okay.
So
That's
the easiest route is the boat ride, an hour and 20 minutes, and you're there. So.
I mean, if you had the 8 hours, you're probably like really.
It's not suggested.
No,
it's
Probably
not.
not, right? You don't want to
No,
get bit
it's-
by like some kind of snake or something. Maybe I don't know what.
that's
I don't
the
know
least-
what the terrain is like.
That's the least of
That
that's
might
the
be
least of
issue
your
where it's
worries.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, cool with rattlesnakes on the trail. That's not a problem.
Coyotes and all
Damn,
that,
okay.
though. Yeah, don't
So
worry about that.
This story just took a turn.
Yeah.
Nice
So we'll just
family,
leave it.
That's where they're from. You can
We'll
take
just
a
leave
boat. You're worried about safety or something
Yeah.
like that. Wow,
That's
it's
it.
mad
We
real.
just leave it at that.
Even
I
the boat
gotcha.
ride, I did it one time with him, and I
Oh,
was
yeah?
like, we got to take a boat? What do you mean? There's like 20 of us. The capacity in that boat is 4.
No, it's not. It was 12. It
How
was
are we all-
12. It was
How are we all
12.
getting on? I made sure I had my life jacket, and we were good.
You have to, and that's a funny thing. You every year you always hear about a tragedy where people just didn't
yeah.
have enough life vests on the boat, and if they did, they would have.
I was the only one with the life jacket.
Because otherwise, you're taking a risk. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I guess anywhere, anytime. Who knows? Who knows what the good Lord has planned? But speaking of plans, do you think that your family will expand, or do you think you're going to keep it where it's at? Just are you guys pretty happy with your family the way it is, or maybe what are the thoughts?
Yeah, as far as you mean, like growing children, more
Well,
children.
like maybe having another baby. I don't know if are you guys?
Brian,
thinking about
I
that,
do
or
not
no?
even want a goldfish. Okay,
Okay.
I'm done, done,
Wow,
done.
tell us how you really feel.
I love my boys. So I knew that when we only had the 2 boys, I knew like our family wasn't complete. Whether it was another boy or having a girl, I just knew that I was done at 3. And so I can remember I told you I'm a planner, right? So we had our 3 kids.
All boys too.
All boys.
Were either
But
of you hoping to have a daughter?
I was okay with it because I grew up with all sisters.
Yeah.
So for me, I always wanted a boy around. I always wanted a brother. So I love having the boys. Had I had all girls, it might be a different story. I'd probably try until I have a boy. So I wanted boys.
Okay. Well, your prayers got answered.
They
Yes,
did.
the
They
good
really
Lord had boys in your-
did. Yeah,
in your
they
crystal
did.
ball in the future.
Yeah, and so we have our 3 boys, and it's been fun. And their schedules are so busy
So demanding,
with sports.
yeah. With sports, it's we won't be able. It wouldn't be fair.
So you guys have like 300,000 miles on your car. Probably
Yeah. Oh,
between
yeah.
real estate
Yeah. Real estate and
and
baseball.
travel baseball.
And
travel
they're still
baseball.
one of them still has a fall ball
This
tournament
weekend is his last game.
this Saturday that we got to finish up, and then from there it's a little vacation, and then it's back to working out.
So I haven't seen anything different in the picture. So are all 3 boys into baseball? That's their thing.
Only the first 2,
Yeah, the other
oldest
two.
and the second one.
The little guy,
is still
swimming.
deciding what to do. I have him from swimming, basketball, baseball. So he's depending on his
Finding
attitude.
Yeah.
On his attitude of that week is what he wants to do. So we just gotta wait and
Takes a
see.
little while in trial and error to find
That's
what
what
works
it
best,
is.
what is the
Yeah.
best
He's
fit.
even noted a couple of times, hey, I want to go spar, I want to go boxing. So I'm like, all right, let's go see what happens. And it's it's still up in the air with that one.
Yeah.
So,
So as far as growing the family, we're good.
No,
We're done.
we're
Yeah,
okay.
we're done, and it's fun. It's
And
like.
I didn't mean to put you guys on the spot. I was just curious. I'm like, because you guys are
No,
still
that's
young
fine.
yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
no, we're done.
Yeah, with the 3, it's good. Yeah, it's good. And you
Yeah.
kind of, it's not that you get to a selfish point, but then they're ready in the same they're in the same age group, and then we still get to have fun too. So I think that's really important.
Well, it seems like your youngest has some good role models, and I mean, if he's going to make a choice as to which sport he wants to be in, or multiple sports, if he's really high-speed individual, but he has his father and his 2 younger brothers. Like, hey, man, this is what we did, or this is what we do. Still, which one you want? Because we're here to lead the way.
Mama likes to play sports too.
Yeah, tell me about that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, go ahead, tell them.
No, I do. No, I'm just as active in the house as the boys are. Like I'll put on the baseball glove and we'll catch and we'll hit. I don't show any mercy. I don't care. Just because they're young, you got to show them a little competition.
The funny thing about this is that there was times one time we had gone to Great America, and I'm pretty athletic, so I shoot the basketball, that hoop, that long one. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get you a bear or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm over here. I'm like, bong, bong, bong.
This is when we first started dating.
This is when we first started. Oh, hey, wait a minute. This one goes, give me $10. She brought me a basketball.
Man.
I bought you a teddy bear.
They only had 2 prizes. You're getting a teddy bear, or you're getting like an Orlando Magic basketball.
That's what I got.
Or an Illini, or
Which one do you want?
Yeah, and you have to pay so much money to get those unless you got a sharpshooter.
Right.
Yeah, that was her.
No, so it's fun.
swoosh
It's
those
fun. It's been it's a competitive household.
Yes, it
but
is.
it's all in good spirit.
Plenty of good spirit and cheer here.
Yeah, for sure.
I read that you started boxing at 8 years old. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah. Going into my 9th year, ended up taking up the sport. My dad really wanted me to box because I was a very active kid when I was young, and always punching, always, just
Youngest of 9.
Inclined in that direction.
yeah. So I was the youngest of 9, and ended up loving the sport. I really did. I gave it my all. That's all I ever did. I mean, I would play basketball, baseball, football in the street, but never organized like boxing was for me. And I'm actually very blessed to have done the sport because it's still paying me back to this day. I still get recognized in certain organizations. I was able to represent the U.S. in the '96 Olympics.
What an honor.
Oh, the best. She's here now, but I always say this. I mean, other than my kids being born, that's like number 1 for me in my life. Number 2 is being an Olympian, being able to represent your country and have everybody cheer for you in Atlanta is the second most important day of my life.
That's where the Olympics
I'm
were.
lucky
96.
number
I remember
3.
that now. I was young. You guys were young, and I was young too.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a few years, 4 or 5 years behind you in age. So I remember the ceremony, all the colors, the symbols around the news, carrying the torch in and getting ready for the ceremony.
Yeah.
I mean, it must have been incredible, man, to live through it.
Like I said, man, it's the second most important day of my life. To be able to represent my country and have everybody cheer for us, and being in Atlanta and just getting that home, feeling and feeling
right here in
great.
America,
And then
representing right here on our own soil.
yeah, and then to top it off, Muhammad Ali was the guy who started the games off by lighting up the fire for the Olympics.
You have the opportunity to meet him?
Oh yes, we did, and it was, a great feeling, the best. But like I told her, I mean, she comes in at a close 3,
Close 3.
Yeah.
You are going to be close to sleeping in the doghouse tonight if you keep up that talk.
No,
He was talking about whipping your son's asses in baseball.
No, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, it's the U.S. freaking Olympics.
Yeah,
it's
you
the
know.
U.S. Olympics. It's my son's. I'm okay.
Yeah. So it's
Was your father a boxer?
no,
Any family history of that?
no, but they were fighters.
I can imagine.
know?
You don't have to be in a
No.
professional sport to be a fighter.
Yeah, no, they I come from a family who is very well cemented in their values of respecting and sticking together, looking out for each other. And that's just basically what I try to carry in my sport of boxing, like fighting for my family, trying to provide for them as best as I could through boxing. And it has been literally my second, well, real estate is my third official job. Boxing was my first, and it's something that I relished doing. I loved it. I enjoyed it, every minute of it. Even the hard workouts that I did, the hard sparring that I had to go through, I enjoyed it. It was just part of me.
Something that you grew from and learned from throughout your life?
Yes, definitely, and teach you a lot of values of hard work. Hard work, and if you do hard work, everything will fall into place for you.
You're going to start wondering where I'm getting my information, but like I read so much about you, and I like to know as much as I can about people before we do these breaking breads. I read that I think it was after the Olympics, you were considering not moving forward with your boxing career, but Tanya was kind of like, David, you're really good at what you do. Like, now is not the time to stop. Just go or stop. Go for it.
So it was actually after my first year and a half of professional boxing.
Professional, okay.
Yeah, because when I met her, I was just turning pro and didn't communicate with her at all. I met her and then I left to Florida. Because I
For a
moved.
training camp.
No, no.
Regimented.
I moved to Florida to live, and that's where I was. So when I came back, that's when I met her again. You get me?
So she told you to stay the path.
Well, there was still a lot of because when I came back from Florida, I did not. I had given up boxing because I was living out in Florida. I wasn't taking care of what I was supposed to do in the sport, so I decided to pack my things and just come back home, and just.
I think too, it's a career that you basically started when he was 8 years old. So,
Yeah.
Just like with anything else, sometimes you need that break, that mental break, and even physical break, I guess, because those are.
Yeah, I guess
punches.
that's what it was. I mean, I needed to just really find myself and see if this is what I really wanted. And during that time, we would be watching fights, and we would see Fernando Vargas, Floyd Mayweather fighting, and some of the guys, Antonio Tarver, and I'd be like, hey, you know what? I trained with these guys. I went with them, and she would always tell me, hey, it sounds like you missed the gym. It sounds like you miss it. Why don't you go back and try it? And I'm like, nah, I'm all right. So I finally
she saw some things that weren't necessarily right on the surface, but she could kind of sense about you, like this is kind of like you're away from something that you need to be involved in.
Exactly, and there was other little things like during that time, like I said, I had another job, and she.
I could just tell from the way he would talk that he was missing it. From the way that he would talk and watching the fights and the names that he mentioned, those were all names that he went to the Olympics with. So.
Yeah.
And they were doing something, so it was like I should be there, in that aspect. But then she would just say, hey, you should go back to the gym and try it. And I finally ended up doing it, and it was like I found
Religion?
No.
Fell in love again?
No, I fell in love again.
Fell in love. Okay, so love.
Yeah, I fell in love again, working out. Met some great guys. Jim Strickland, my manager, who managed me up. up until
Through the
my
biggest
retirement.
times in your professional career, which I read about too.
He's an amazing
Yes,
man.
Amazing man. And a lot of great things started happening afterwards. You know, we started working out hard, sacrificing a couple of things here and there. You know,
What I find hard to believe is that you went from maybe leaving the sport because of part of your mental state of mind at the
Yeah,
time,
definitely.
to going 26-0 as a professional. It's crazy how you were that's where you need to be, that push, and you fell in love again. To go 26-0, it's pretty incredible.
yeah, no,
I don't know anybody
did.
else who's done any of these things.
Yeah, no, it was, and again, it all had to do with the people you have around you, the support system I had at home at the time. You gotta understand, we were just got married, and things were starting to finally go together, and then I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there was times, like I said, we didn't have food in the house. So
We were young. It was like, financially tough. You know.
The great thing about my sister living next door is that we could smell the food.
They were coming over for dinner. We would be like, they're cooking.
Nah, all right. Your sister just got home from work. Give her about an hour and food will be ready. Let's go.
Kids, dinner will be ready at 6.
No,
It
we
was
didn't have kids yet.
No, we didn't have kids
it was
at
just
that
us
time.
at the time. And
It wasn't that bad, but it was obviously he needed to get into boxing. You know, I was like, listen, I want to eat. You better go in the ring.
He's going out there literally eating what
Don't
he
you miss
kills.
boxing?
Like,
Yeah.
no, you guys
No, thank God though. It's been.
But it all worked out.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
worked out really good.
we were able to do and accomplish a lot of things that I never thought I would do in the professional ranks. I did my thing as an amateur, and then as a professional, we ended up becoming world champion and holding one of the most prestigious belts in the professional sport, which is the WBC championship. That green and gold is one of the most prestigious belts that you can have as a fighter.
Right. When you see the pictures, you see the WBC belt so many times. The colors,
Yeah.
you know them. They're a household name or a recognizable brand.
Yes. So we're blessed, and again, like I said, if it wasn't for boxing, I wouldn't be able to do or get recognized for the things that I'm doing now in boxing. Even getting recognized in Rochester, New York this last month.
I saw that on Facebook. Yeah.
You know, so
what was that award? It was
Integrity
a Hall of
Award.
Fame?
Yeah, it was through their Hall of Fame of Rochester, an Integrity Award.
Do you have connections to Rochester?
No, I don't, man. And it's just part
Our
of.
first time there.
And what an honor then, because
Yes.
they thought like, here's somebody who's done this with their life. Let's honor them as part of that, because it was an honor through a boxing event. It wasn't
Exactly.
outside of boxing. It was
Exactly. It's just to get recognized for something like that. I feel blessed. I feel blessed because I've done everything the right way. I've never done anything to jeopardize my career or my standing as being a legit fighter and a guy who's always done everything the right way. So it just reaffirms that everything that I did was good.
Did you guys all go together to Rochester?
Yeah, the
as a
whole family.
We did, yeah. So we were gonna fly out there, and then David told me that. David told me that some of his friends were gonna drive out there. So we were like, "Why are we gonna fly? Let's just make it a road trip, and then we'll take the kids with us and a nice little family road trip." So we ended up doing that. And
How long is that drive? About 12 hours or something like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Stop a little bit. Did you stay overnight, or did you make the whole trip?
No, we stayed overnight.
Okay.
We
It
stayed
was a long
overnight.
drive.
It
6
was
hours or something?
no 12-hour drive.
It was about 12-hour
Oh,
drive
I'm saying
going.
you did 6 and you did half and half or whatever.
No, 12 legit.
David was a trooper. We left at midnight and we didn't get there till like 12 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And he
Yeah.
just like drove, but it was
I hope
a
you guys stop
long.
frequently. It's
No,
not-
yeah.
No,
no,
I think we stopped maybe like two or three times, and that was it. But it was a nice road trip. Kids were sleeping most of the time, and then coming back home, it took us maybe about like 9 hours.
The peace and sounds of silence.
Yes.
Plus, there's nothing like a good road trip. It's very soothing for the mind. Like
Yeah.
if you're going through places you've never been, and then I guess it was early enough yet where the leaves weren't changing. But if you could go through those areas,
It's just
in the
beautiful,
fall,
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a godly. You know what I mean? Like this is the
Yes.
way of the world.
Yeah.
This is how it evolves, and you get to go through all of it. And we vacation. My family has for many years in northern Wisconsin. My dad was an electrician by trade. He was one of 10, and he came here to America in the 60s. And he had like cousins and uncles or people he called family that were just like, they were really close, but they weren't quite family, but he's, oh, that's my uncle or whatever.
Yeah.
So they offered him this place in northern Wisconsin, which was ready to be knocked down when he got it. But he was an electrician. He knew like general contracting work through just his time in construction. So he was able, with my help and with the help of local workers, like I'd be up in the attic drilling holes trying to run wire down through the walls to make this something. So now it is a vacation home.
Nice.
And God is up there, man. It's very peaceful. You know, whether I'll sometimes, my girlfriend Sarah and I, you know, when we go up, you know, once or twice a year, it's all we have time to get up because it's a long drive. It's very far north. People from Illinois don't really make those drives now. The thing is, everybody has a place in Michigan or Indiana or Wisconsin. It's only like 2 hours away. But this is worth the drive. The air is the freshest you would ever breathe. And I'll just sit out there on the front porch with a cup of coffee with a nice wooden porch that kind of borders the property. And I'll just listen to the breeze go through the trees or listen to the birds chirp, and I find peace.
Nice.
And it is very peaceful instead of hearing the phone chirping. And I still take phone calls on that. I used to joke around. Before I had assistants a year or two ago, I would joke around that I don't vacation, I just work from a different location.
Right. It's true.
And that's the truth.
No,
And that's and for us as well, as you know, I mean, sometimes, you know, we have to answer those calls that are important for our clients to get everything done. No?
Yeah, and sometimes the difference between answering the phone and not could be like a dead deal or
Yes.
not. Like if you let things just sit by the side and just let it pass a little too long, the other side has moved on.
Yes, exactly.
There's
Exactly.
buyers
That's
out
how
there,
it is.
there's sellers out there.
That's
So
it.
like if you're a seller, there's plenty of buyers, especially. in
And
the
that's how
market,
it goes.
so.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah,
for
got to
sure.
be ready with the phone. I tell you what, when I'd go up there, I'd be working, especially when I didn't have
We should
assistants.
order, too.
I would spend my mornings from like morning to noon at least in the kitchen, and I would have Wi-Fi to my laptop with my cell phone, and that's how I would get my work done. And then recently though, there's a beef jerky brand called Jack Link's, and they're where they started and where they headquarters, where the Link family is from in Minong, Wisconsin, which is very close to where I'm at, just a few miles between us. So now the Link family has built this recreation center, spent millions of dollars. I don't know how much exactly, I've never got an exact figure, but my guess would be 15 to 20 million. It has a full basketball court that looks like it's fit for a college team, with a track that if they want people like this, some of the local seniors like to walk around it in the wintertime where it's warm inside. They have a swimming pool that looks like something out of like the Wisconsin Dells, you know, with like the thing for the kids and an area where you can do laps. I actually rehabbed my knee there this year with aquatic therapy. When I was on vacation, I had went from being only able to bend my knee like 80 degrees to almost 100 when I came back because I was every other day pushing it in the pool. But I told you that to tell you that's where I would go to use the internet because they had Wi-Fi there, so I could go sit there in the summer. But the nice thing is with my staff, God bless them, I thank them each and every day for everything they do. It allows me to get home at a reasonable hour of the evening and be there with my girlfriend and what we call our fur family, because I don't have children, as we have 3 cats. When I first met Sarah, I was more of a dog person because we always had dogs when I was growing up.
I love dogs. I love dogs.
Yeah, we had dogs, and it grew on me, right? That was like the way I was geared, but I've become a cat person now too. So we have 3 cats.
There you go.
They're always there to greet me every morning when I wake up and everything. I'll open up the door and they come running in. We can't sleep with them in the room because they'll like walk on top of us. Like I need uninterrupted sleep. I don't need a cat like pouncing on me at 2 in the morning, like trying to nestle up to me or like wake me up to like cuddle or something. I don't know.
No.
And they'll do that.
So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. My father, Lord rest his soul, he always revered Golden Gloves winners. He always revered them, and he would always say, he's like, Brian, if you're a Golden Gloves winner, you fought the hungriest of the hungry from the toughest of the tough places. Do you think that you got your toughest challenges in the Golden Gloves, nationally or locally, or in the Olympics, or in your professional career?
Definitely the best fights of my life have been in the Golden Gloves because out of here in Chicago, I was able to win them 4 times. And it's been an honor to fight here in my hometown of Chicago. And then when you win the Chicago Golden Gloves here, the Chicago Golden Gloves winners go to the national tournament.
Right.
And I was able to win that tournament 3 times.
Where do they host that?
It all depends, different cities.
Depends,
yeah, so the first year I went and I won them was in Little Rock, Arkansas. The second year was Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The third year, I didn't go, but that's because I wasn't doing good in school, so my dad made me work. That was my first official job. And then the fourth year was in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, I think it was.
Ohio.
Yeah, where I won my third national tournament. And it's all fights, man. You got to respect every person you go up against, because it takes a lot of bravery to get into the ring and to go one-on-one with somebody else. So I definitely take off my hat to every fighter I fought with, because you got to give them that respect to come into the ring. You just want to duke it out and have a good time.
Have a good
Well, I
time.
take my hat off to you. I've been in plenty of fights when I was younger, mostly because I was a mischievous youth. We were always fighting in the schoolyard or the neighborhood park or someplace parties, God knows what. I did a little. I trained under somebody you know probably from the past, who has since passed away, but Martin McGarry out of
Yes.
Mount Greenwood, I think,
Yes.
was where I sparred in his. He had a full blown gym in his garage, and he had a second floor where they had a ring for sparring, and then
Nice.
downstairs. But I never had that formal training. But I always thought, I'm like, the more I watch fighting, I like it, and the more whether it's mixed martial arts or just straight boxing, I have respect, because I'm like, I see different fighters get in there and give it a try, and you're like, if you're messing with a pro boxer, you can get picked apart. And I'm like, I remember I saw you at the Berwyn grand opening for Real Estate Chicago, and I'm like, I would not want to have to spar with him, because he knows exactly how to do this. He'd sum me up like 2 + 2 = 4, and he'd pick me apart the whole time, and it would not be fun to just get peppered with shots from a pro boxer.
And I went through that, so it's part of a learning curve. I say, because when I was an amateur kid, we had to get better sparring, so we would go with sparring with professionals. So I would definitely got my licks from the professionals. You know,
Just getting beat up by like somebody's dad. Just oh my God, I'm
It's
only
part of
17.
it.
Why are you hitting me there?
Yeah. But it was part of it, and if you were able to do pretty good against them, you knew you were doing good. So it was a measuring stick for us.
Good deal. You just had an interview on Mexican television recently, right? Was that Telemundo or what was that?
No, it was for the Oi newspaper.
For the newspaper?
Yes.
But they filmed it, or?
Yes, it was a little, like a podcast as well,
Okay.
for Hispanic Heritage Month. So they were able to bring me up, and then we have a conversation about definitely my life as a Hispanic in Chicago, and what I've done and what I look to do in the real estate world.
That was in September, or?
Yes, September, and then I went to Facebook headquarters.
Which was really cool.
Yeah,
That
and
was
they
nice.
had also Hispanic Heritage
I think I saw that too.
format
I saw
as
the
well.
pictures.
So, and it was an honor again to be asked to get interviewed by the people out there who wanted to know a little bit about me. So it was pretty cool.
People are going to start thinking he's ready to make a comeback if he keeps on doing all these interviews, right? And he's doing podcasts. Like, they're going to be like, are you getting ready to, like, maybe give it another shot?
no.
No, I think it's clear. I think they know that his new bout is real estate, and so that's his new passion. And, since he's been in it, it's been maybe 3 or 4 years, he's knocking that out. He's doing really good with that, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys are very recognizable, as a brand, as individuals. So, there's a lot more good things to come, and I look forward to seeing them, with your new office, with the growth of that, and wherever that goes, because you guys are the drivers. What the destination will be, I don't know, but you got to enjoy the trip too.
Oh,
Sure,
definitely,
for
definitely,
sure. You have to.
and I think we're gonna be okay. I think a lot of people that see us or see Main Event, they're gonna understand that they're coming to a company that is very honest, straightforward, and definitely willing to help in any way possible that we can.
Absolutely.
Should we order some soup? Some pozole?
Yeah, that sounds like a good point to get them yummy in our tummy.
There you go.
God bless you guys. It's such an honor to be here with you, and we'll be right back in a little bit, folks, and we're going to show you how good the pozole is here. And I've heard from present company that you might want to come early if you're coming on the weekend, because there will be a line here waiting to get the pozole.
For
Yes.
sure.
So we'll be back with you in just a few minutes, folks. Yeah.
Okay,
go for
so
it.
I can tell you.
We're on.
I didn't grow up on pozole. You know, I'm Puerto Rican, and we did not eat pozole at home. And I married my husband, who's Mexican, and this, I love it. It's one of my favorite dishes. For
Yes,
sure.
pozole is very phenomenal. Great. There's actually 3 types of pozole that Mexicans love to eat. There's the traditional one, which is the white one. And then there's the one that's the green one that comes from the state where I'm from, is Guerrero. It's the green one. And then there's the red one. The red one is typically from the Michoacan area. Yeah, you know, but it is very flavorful, and I really like this one a lot. I love the way Pozoleria Iguala does this red one. It's phenomenal.
My favorite, for sure.
But let me tell you how I eat it. Okay, normally you have your cabbage, your radish, onions, and obviously avocado, right? And normally you put all that in there. But what I like to do, I definitely do the onions.
David doesn't like using spoons.
No, I don't.
We're amongst family. We're amongst
It's all family.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So I put as much onions as I can. And then I definitely grab the avocado. If I could do the whole one, if people are not greedy with their avocados, I
we
will
will fight for avocado.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. I only did a little
No,
bit.
what?
You don't
Come
like avocado,
on.
Brian?
I love avocado, but it fills me up. So I like to only eat a little bit at a time.
Oh
just
man, this is what you
for
gotta
the
do,
healthiness of
dude.
it.
It's a good fat to have. This is
Yeah,
good.
it's
Yeah.
a
It's the
recommended.
best, probably.
It's a recommended fat to have in your diet. You know, you do that.
This is
Right?
what I've learned as I'm doing my keto diet.
I'm on the kind of, without even really trying, I'm keto too, somehow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not on a keto diet.
I love how you said that. Like, getting everybody to think you're like really cool and hip. Like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
on keto too,
Keto
whatever that
this
is.
and keto that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is
And-
not keto approved.
And you put lemon on it. She don't like it, but I do. I like to put oregano on your pozole. You definitely
It
have
looks incredible, and it looks like you're just adding flavor all
over it.
into that.
For me,
So-
it has enough flavor, so I don't
So-
like to do that.
Here's the best part of it for me. This is what you gotta do, man. This is
The
life.
chicharrón.
Yeah, it's called chicharrón, pork
Fried
skins.
pork skin.
You just put this in your soup, and
Keto
I'm
approved.
telling you, yeah, keto approved, Jenny Craig approved,
Jenny Craig approved.
David, not only
everything approved, man.
It sounds
And
great.
especially if it has the little skin in it,
Yeah, that's
oh
my
my goodness,
favorite.
the best. See the little skin?
look how good his looks too. Like he's putting it on there without even trying. It looks like
No, it's
very
so good. Let me get
aesthetic.
some of that with this.
Like
one,
it
too.
looks good. Like
No,
he's making a
the
work
other
of
one.
art over there.
This one?
Yeah. Did you see that? This is how greedy he is. I said, let me get the one with the skin on there because I like it too. He gave me the small piece. So
Okay,
greedy.
well,
No,
give it
no,
back.
no, I'll take it.
That's what it is. You know, and this is your food right here, man.
There's nothing clean about it, but it's delicious.
Clean about it. What do you mean?
This is perfect
Okay,
for
you're-
today.
I'm
Like it's
so
cold
messy.
outside. We're in
Yes,
here.
yes,
It's warm.
definitely.
We are blessed with this fine
See?
food we have here.
And this is what you have to do. Just mix it all up in there. And
And if you want, you can take a
phenomenal.
little lime
I'm
and
going to put some lime in.
Yeah, and normally do lime and stuff like that. You hear the little
pop in it.
The
And
pop
the steam
in.
is still coming off.
Snap.
I don't know if the camera is
Yeah.
picking up the steam, but this is ready
Snap.
to eat.
snap,
like-
crackle, and pop.
Yes, almost like cereal. Right? I
Yeah.
think it's a
Oh, but
delicious-
this is a lot better than that cereal, man. So it's really good. Definitely gonna go in.
Like very
I love
dirty.
your passion for pozole, David. Man.
Oh yeah.
This is his jam right here, man.
It's
I
just
tried
phenomenal.
making something similar the other day, right? But
What
it
was-
was more like a vegetable soup with
Oh
hominy.
yeah. It was
This is
awesome.
This is
It
only
was
my
awesome.
second time having the red pozole.
This is good.
My
So you've
first
had this
ex-
before?
I've had pozole.
Okay.
My first time having pozole, one of my clients from 2 years ago, he made me pozole, homemade the way he makes it. And he gave me he gave it to me in like a coffee canister, right? Like Hills Brothers or something, whatever it was. And we brought it home, and my girlfriend and her brother, we all ate it. He gave us a cabbage too already sliced up for the crunchiness.
Uh-huh.
And that was my first experience. That, I believe, was the white pozole.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really had green, I don't think. Only red and white.
Yeah. The white is the traditional one. Like I said, not too many people know about the green one because that's mostly from the state of Guerrero that they do in that area. I mean, that's how I know from it.
Wait, you know what else they do though that we forgot to do was the, what do you call the little thing? Not the sopes, the huaraches? No, not the huaraches.
Oh, the
What is it?
picaditas?
The picaditas.
Oh, that
I
was.
don't know if
we
you
even
want to
eat
try
anything
that.
else.
Yeah,
I
okay,
just
good.
took
I'm
my
telling
first
you.
bite
No,
of
I'm
this.
full, but
It's delicious.
It's
and
so
these
good.
ingredients are so fresh. This avocado and the pork that's in here, everything is very good. When David told me, he says, I guarantee you this will be the best pozole you have ever had. This is the best I've had. This is very good. And no offense to Julio, the first one who turned me on to pozole, like,
I'm sure
you're
his
right
was
up there,
great.
yeah.
His was great.
You know. But yeah, it's very fresh ingredients. Everything's real good about it. I love
Did we
it.
say that? Did he tell you his cousin owns this restaurant? I don't know if we spoke about that yet or not.
No.
So David's cousin owns this restaurant.
Yeah.
This is their second restaurant. They have another one in.
They have
Jefferson
in
Park.
Jefferson Park. It's called Chicago Pizzeria.
So if you're
Chicago with
looking
a
for
K.
pizza, Chicago with a K.
Yeah.
So it's unique in that sense. You won't have any problems finding it. I'm guessing the pizza is incredible, and maybe
So good.
in a year or two we'll go back and do a little review and see how that is too.
Yeah,
But I
definitely.
can tell you, the pozole here, I don't have to say anything for it. This speaks for itself. Come here and try some pozole. You'll be warmed up on a good fall or winter day, and plenty of healthy ingredients here too. Minus the pork, that's probably not the healthiest, but everything
the
else.
best.
I mean the pork skins,
Yeah,
right?
The
pork
pork
skins.
skins
Pork
adds,
skins.
but it gives it
adds to the
flavor. It's the best
Sure
part.
It's always about being healthy because there's multiple layers to this, and that's something I wanted to mention. Food is not just about the taste; it's about the other senses too, touch and smell, right?
Mhm.
Like the touch, it warms you up when you eat it. The smell, the steam was coming off of it, opens up your passages, lets you breathe better, and it just smells delicious and it tastes delicious.
So good.
Is there anything else? Any shout outs you guys want to give to anybody? Anybody you work with, family, friends, anybody?
I definitely just come here and visit Pozoleria Iguala, 3835 West Fullerton Avenue, and enjoy a great pozole, especially now in the winter. You feel nice and warm. when you
Same
eat it.
here. I want to thank them for allowing us to record here, and
Yes.
just a shout out to you for
Yep,
having us.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely
thanks,
for
Brian.
having us on this program, and thank
We
you very
wish
much.
you much success in everything that you do.
Absolutely, and I have a feeling that we'll be watching each other's success going forward and going through it together.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been blessed to break bread here today. Thank you to the owners for letting us break bread here. Definitely stop in and try it. The food is incredible. And it's been an honor to break bread with you guys. I've looked forward to doing it for some time, and I'm sure this will be the
Likewise,
first of
yeah.
many. So, everybody, tell everybody before we leave how they can find you on social media, by name or by your profile.
Personally, you can find me under Tanya Diaz.
Quinones.
Tanya Quinones Diaz. Okay, I was just trying to make it easier for those who can't, really get the spelling of it.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Anyway, that's my personal page, and then you can find us under Main Event Real Estate Group. And as far as location-wise, we're located in the lovely neighborhood of Portage Park at 5128 West Irving Park in Chicago.
You can find me as David Diaz on Facebook and Instagram, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
For all of your real estate needs, we have good folks here at Main Event Realty Group. We are blessed. Real estate group. I want to say it properly. Real estate group. We are blessed, and we hope you stay blessed too.
Definitely.
Like this video and share it. We'll see you for the next episode of Breaking Bread with Brian. God bless. We love you.
Bye.
Thank you. All right.